Hello and welcome back to Medicated Housewife DIY, where crafting and mental health come together. I've got some brand new Dollar Tree DIYs for you using Tumbling Tower Blocks, both natural, and we're using the brown ones. I know, but we're going to use them because we don't want to waste them, right? Right. It's going to be great. So what are we waiting for? Let's go DIY together. For this DIY, we'll be using a total of 96 of the natural color tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree, as well as the super glue wood glue, also from Dollar Tree. And to start, I'm making one group of 6 blocks in the formation that I'm showing you here. It's 2 blocks that are attached side by side, and then 1 block placed on either side of the 2 blocks. And they are placed about halfway on each side, and it's important that these 2 side blocks are even with each other. Then I'm going to attach 2 more blocks on either side of those 2 blocks, also placed about halfway up and even with each other. So we end up with this set of 6 blocks that looks kind of like a wide Y shape. And I'm just using a ruler and another block to try and make sure that the blocks on the sides of the 2 middle blocks are at least even with one another. That's kind of an important part, and hopefully that makes sense to you. I repeat that whole procedure a second time, starting with 2 blocks attached side by side again, and I actually place the 2 middle blocks on top of my completed 6-block set, so that when I add the 2 additional blocks on each side, I can line them up in exactly the same position as the first set of 6 blocks, so that these 2 sets of 6 blocks are identical to each other. At least as identical as a Dollar Tree wood block will allow me to be. Those of us that know that these blocks are not perfect, unfortunately, but we make do. And I do my best here to make the 2 sets of 6 blocks identical to one another. I'm going to follow that up with a 3rd set of 6 blocks, which we put together the same way as the first 2 sets, also placed on top of the other 2 sets like we did before to try and keep them even, or as even as possible. I make a 4th set of the 6 blocks, and you guessed it, we're going to do it the exact same way, and this one is also placed on top of the other 3 to keep the placement the same. I think you get the picture here. To begin assembling, I turn one of the 6-block sets upside down, and I'm going to attach the 2 sets together by gluing the 4 end blocks to one another, as you can see me doing right here. So now it looks like we have this large empty plus sign space right in the middle of the 2 6-block sets. I'm going to add a 3rd set to the bottom of that, and I'm really only attaching it by gluing the 2 edges of 2 of those side blocks to the 2 edges of the side blocks on the other piece. Now, this does not make the connection very sturdy, and I do add some more glue to the other 2 inner edge blocks later. I don't know why I didn't do it at the beginning, but I did it later, which you will see why that was a problem, and I needed to fix it later in the video. But for now, we attached those 2 edge pieces to the rest of the piece. I spin the whole piece around, and I'm going to attach that 4th set to the bottom of the other side, the same as we attached the 3rd set on the opposite side, just gluing those 2 edges. But I do change that up later, as I have mentioned, and I glue the other 2 block edges that touch underneath it. This is one finished side of the whole project. And I repeat that whole thing 3 more times so that I will have 4 of these pieces made up of 4 sets of 6 blocks using a total of 96 tumbling tower blocks. I'm using equal parts hot water and strong instant coffee to coffee stain all 4 of the block pieces. I like using instant coffee as a stain because it dries really quick and it smells really good and just gives a nice warm wood tone while still letting all of the wood grain show through. I use a dry paper towel to soak up the excess liquid as I go, and I am staining all sides of the blocks as well as all the edges and the ends for total coverage. And while I was staining, this first piece in the bottom set of 6 broke off. This is where I realized I needed to reinforce the connections between sets by adding glue to the other edge connections between the sets. And later on, I also added a dab of hot glue at all those edge connections as well, just to help me stabilize them a little bit more. And again, I'm staining all 4 of my block sets with the instant coffee on all sides, and I do fix the one that broke later on. Once dry, I'm going to attach the 4 pieces together into a square by using wood glue on the ends of each piece, starting with those first 2 pieces. And because, again, these blocks are never perfect, I did have to slide the 2 sides around to fit in such a way that the top and bottom edges would at least line up with one another and they would be like the same length. I did the best that I could. I gave the first 2 sides a couple of minutes for the glue to set up and then attached the 3rd side on the top of the bottom side using the wood glue. And again, I had to slide that side around a bit to keep the top and bottom edge of the piece in line with the top and bottom edges of the other 2 pieces. And then I placed a tall vase next to it to hold it in place as that glue set up. Now, in order to place that 4th and final side on the top, I needed to make 2 piles of loose blocks that were inside the square to help support the 4th side as it was drying, while also sliding that 4th side around to match up the top and bottom edges with the other 3 sides that I already glued together. Once the 4 sides were attached, I put the whole thing aside and I had to give it several hours for it to totally dry. While that dried, I have these 2 square wood panels I got on Amazon. I'll link them for you below, but just so that you know, these are the same size as the wood squares that come in a pack from Dollar Tree. So in a pinch, you could also use those for a slightly different look. I'm staining both of the wood panels using that same coffee stain so that the panels and the wood block pieces will all be the same color wood. I stain all sides of the panels, including the backs, all over. Then I put the 2 panels aside for that coffee stain to fully dry. I've got 2 of these battery-operated push lights from Dollar Tree, and I wanted them to blend in better with all that wood and not be so white. So I decided to use some alcohol ink to do this. I covered the middle of the lights with painter's tape. I'm using Tim Holtz alcohol ink in the color Caramel, which I will link for you below. I have this cheap makeup brush and some 91% alcohol, and using the ink like a watercolor with the alcohol being the water part, I apply the ink to the white part of the lights, just swirling the color around it, building the color up in layers, and after a while, the swirl marks from the brush start to give the ink color a wood-like appearance. I've done this wood look with alcohol inks a lot on my channel when I'm working with plastic or glass or ceramic surfaces. So just by building that color up over time, it's actually not a hard process, and it almost always looks great when it's finished. And always make sure you use gloves because alcohol ink is in fact ink and it will stain your hands or your clothes or any surface really. So please keep that in mind when you're working with it. Once that ink is dry, I remove the tape and I'm using a dab of hot glue on the bottom of each of the push lights and attaching the light to the inside of each of my panels so that I have 2 of these push lights inside of a wood panel. One is for the top of my lamp and one is going to be for the bottom of my lamp. My woodblock lampshade is dry and you can see that I had to glue some craft stick pieces to the bottom of some of my edges so that it would stand up straight because those darn Dollar Tree tumbling tower blocks just aren't perfectly straight don't know if I've mentioned that before. They need a little adjusting here and there, but that's okay. We are up to the task, right? Yes, I glue the 4 bottom edges of the wood lampshade to the top of one of my push light and wood panels so that it will stand up straight. And I'm going to fit the other wood panel and push light on the top, same as the bottom piece. And this is my stunning tumbling tower block table lamp. Oh my goodness, you guys, I love this. I think this is so gorgeous with the 2 push lights. This thing is so bright in the dark. It's not fully dark in the video, so you can't really tell how bright it is, but oh my, I just really like everything about how this looks. It gives off a really cool reflection from the cutout areas. The coffee stained wood is such a neutral and natural kind of upscale vibe. This totally looks like something you could have paid a lot of money for, but you didn't. A couple of boxes of blocks, some instant coffee, and some Dollar Tree push lights, and you have made yourself a high-end piece of home decor that will impress anyone that sees it. For this DIY, we're using a total of 78 of the infamous brown tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree, as well as the super glue wood glue, also from Dollar Tree. And to begin with, we are making 2 sets of 4 blocks that are attached end to end. Next, we are making 2 sets of 6 blocks that are also going to be attached end to end. Then we are making 1 large set of 12 blocks that's comprised of 2 rows of 6 blocks that are going to be attached end to end and then attached side to side. So 2 rows of 6 equaling 12 blocks. Next, I have a row of 18 blocks that we are going to be attaching side to side, but these are going to be in a zigzag pattern, kind of like a zipper. I use a small wood cube as a spacer on the bottom of the row, and I use a ruler to try and keep all my blocks even and uniform with each other down that entire row of 18 blocks. But true to form, there are many inconsistencies with these Dollar Tree blocks. Thanks, Dollar Tree. So we will have to do some fixing and adjusting at the end just to even everything out. I repeat that one more time with a second row of 18 zigzagged blocks and allow everything to fully dry. Once the glue is dry, I take a sanding sponge and, for lack of a better term, I am going to sand the crap out of all the pieces we've created, starting with the 2 sets of 4 blocks and that set of 12 blocks. And I'm going to be moving on to both of those 18 block zigzag sets. And then we're going to do the 2 long 6 block sets. I'm sanding the front, I'm sanding the back, and I'm sanding the sides on all of them. Plus, I sanded another 10 single brown blocks for use later for a total of 78 of these blocks used for the entire project. To begin assembling, I attach one of my zigzag sets to that 12 block set. Then I attach the other zigzag set to the bottom of that 12 block set. And as I place the frame pieces around the 2 middle zigzag pieces, you can see on the right, I had to add some pieces of craft stick to the 2 end blocks on both zigzag sets, as well as some craft stick pieces to the last block on the top 6 block set, because those pesky Dollar Tree irregular block sizes made it necessary to add the craft sticks in order to have my frame fit snugly around the 2 zigzags in the middle. I have dreams of someday finding that perfect unicorn box of tumbling tower blocks where every block is the exact same length and width and height of every other block in the box. These are the things I dream about. But moving on, I attach the 4 frame pieces around the zigzag middle, doing my best to fit everything together straight and evenly. I take 8 of those 10 single blocks that I sanded, and I'm going to create 4 L-shaped corner pieces, and then I set them aside so that they can dry. Once my large main piece had dried, I turned it over and I used some craft sticks on the underside to help stabilize the large rectangular piece and to keep everything together. Then I allowed those to dry. I glued 2 single blocks on either side in the middle of my rectangle. Lastly, I glued down the 4 L-shaped corner pieces I had made onto the 4 bottom corners of the rectangular zigzag block piece. And this is my sanded brown tumbling tower block raised tray, and just another way to make use of those brown tumbling tower blocks we love to hate. The sanded brown blocks are actually starting to grow on me, to be honest, and if Dollar Tree ever takes them away, I may miss them. Possibly, maybe, or not. Either way, I think this is a charming little tray and a nice wood decor piece for anyone's home. Versatile in its style and function, it works as a centerpiece or as a tray for plants on a windowsill, a mantle, or a shelf. The sanding of the brown blocks can really give them a new life, in my opinion, but you'll have to tell me what you think. Well, that was short but sweet, and I hope you enjoyed both of those Dollar Tree DIYs just as much as I did. And if you did, please let me know in the comments which one was your favorite and why, because you know I love hearing from all of you. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Medicated Housewife DIY for even more budget-friendly DIY ideas. Also, feel free to share this channel with a friend who might also enjoy crafting. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support. And until next time, remember that together, we're making the world a more beautiful place, one DIY at a time. Just as much as I did. It's the season. She has allergies. I don't know why she's doing. Okay, we're going to the vet, I think, maybe. Just to check that out. Maybe I need an allergy pill. Maybe I need an allergy pill. Maybe everybody needs an allergy pill. Yeah, okay.